What's going on, everybody? Well, we got our utility bills this week. And don't try to bring politics into our channel a whole lot, but we could sure use some better policies in our country to help with the fuel prices and utility prices.
Shoot, I've come to terms with the fuel prices. I'm mad about electricity and water right now.
Our electricity bill was $140 more this past month than it was last year, and we used less electricity. So, like I said, I don't try to stay away from politics, but it's a little frustrating. And our water bill was
$75 more than it ever has been our entire marriage of living on our own.
Yeah. And how much more from here, from this property?
75.
Yeah. So part of that, I'm sure, is our water comes from wells, and those wells are powered by electricity, and therefore that's going up. But some of it is we've got one water leak, maybe two. So we're about to check it out, see where the leak is. Is that Sookie's got a spot on her head where something got her?
I don't know, because that one that went in there, I saw that. I cannot tell them apart anymore.
What, does it have a spot on its head or something?
It's up in there, I can't see.
We'll go look and see.
She's not gonna... We'll get her a chicken saddle. They have those for their rough love making.
Yeah, the rooster's kind of being rough on some of the hens. Can't see her, she's over here. Anyway, we got sidetracked. So we're about to get a shovel and we're about to dig up some water lines. Fun, fun, fun.
Gosh, you should tell them how many times we've dug up water lines on this property.
I'm not far from just renting a trencher and redoing our entire water line, but I'll show y'all here in a minute. But the water shutoffs that we bought, that you buy at Tractor Supply, that are the frost free, that shut off in the ground, those things have been nothing but trouble since we bought them. And I actually, one of them's over here, we put concrete around it to help stabilize it, and it still started leaking. So grab a shovel and we'll go over and show you. All right, y'all, hopefully y'all can hear us. The AC's running over there, but you can see where the ground's wet around here. And this thing, I put a bag of concrete, if you watched it on a recent video, or it's not been super recent, but I poured a bag of concrete that's just under this dirt to keep it from moving. But I'm pretty sure it cracked underneath there. So we're about to dig it up, and I think I'm gonna just do away with this completely. I got another spigot I'm gonna put in there, and we're gonna do that. But we got another leak. This is not the only one, so we're gonna go take care of the other one first.
Like a bunch of standing water.
Guys, if y'all look and see how yellow our grass is, and then right here where Shannon's standing is our water shut off, and you can tell that it's much greener.
Well, and there's a ton of water.
And it turns green right in here, and all that's downhill. So I'm gonna guess there's the water line comes out and goes this way. So I'm gonna guess that right in here somewhere is where the problem is.
Which we've already fixed that part.
No, we fixed it over here.
I thought we fixed one up here too.
No.
Okay.
We're about to though.
It's full of water. Do you see all the water?
Yeah.
It's full of water. The guess is that, as you can see, the ground is cracking. I mean, we've got cracks. I mean, you guys probably can't see that very well, but that's probably 7 or 8 inches deep. And we're thinking it probably just put pressure. I mean, that one right there is, dang, every bit of, I would say 14, 15 inches. I mean, it's a bunch. Have you seen how big this crack is?
Stick your hand on it.
So the idea is probably the ground cracked and just put pressure on the pipe. So here we go. Or here he goes. We were hoping it was going to be on the water company side, but I don't think it is.
No, it's coming.
So a little bit of a backstory. I told Tobin It was 5 years ago, like this week, where we had, when we first moved into the house, I guess it was 6 years ago, we had the line, we reran the line to go from the main all the way that way, because the original owners of the house had the main going from here, and then they went under the slab. The slab was not there at the time, but they went under the concrete and then poured the slab on top of it. And when we had first moved in here, we had the pipe bust underneath the slab of the driveway, which we had to break up the driveway, get down into it, and fix it. And then a couple, like, weeks later, we had another one bust. So Tobin, this time, 5 or 6 years ago, we rented a trencher and we reran the lines onto the yard, so that way it wasn't going underneath the driveway anymore. And with that, it feels like all we've done is fix the main line that we rerouted. So I don't know. We put all of these, this black paper down and the rocks down because the boys several years ago ran over the meter, and we got a with the lawnmower and broke or cut the wires in half, and we got a hefty, what was it, like $250 bill from the water company. So we put barriers around it to help it. He thinks he found the culprit. It's right, you can see water just pouring out of it, but it's right there. We put, there was a new fitting that went from the old pipe into the meter when we put the new pipe in, and so I think that's what's leaking, because, I mean, there's water just going everywhere right now. On to hole number 2. I mean, you found that leak relatively easy. Maybe this will be the same.
That other one didn't have 80 pounds of concrete on top.
That's true.
So I think what the fail is with these, if you're not familiar, when you shut this right here, it actually shuts the water off down below the ground, and the supposed advantage of that is it won't freeze. So you don't have to cover it with a bucket and, you know, foam or towels or whatever. But the disadvantage is this thing is very top heavy. You can see it kind of moving there. I already had one on the other side of my shop here that did the exact same thing, started moving, and it broke the pipe. So with this one, I poured on another video, I put an 80-pound bag of concrete around the base of it, the top of it, to prevent that from happening, and it still happened. So you can see the concrete right here. I pulled a piece of it up and you can see the water down underneath there. So I'm gonna rip all that concrete out of there, and I'm putting a traditional, just one that you turn, and that thing's, I might just throw that thing in the trash. I'm so frustrated with them. It's the second one that's done that, so here we go. Guys, this, when you shut this handle off, that is where the water is supposed to run out at. So there's a valve in there. I don't know if that valve is leaking. I don't know. I really don't care. I want to throw this thing in the trash. So I'm frustrated with it. So we're about to shut the water off and get it fixed. Everybody, just a handy dandy tip, no matter, you know, if you're man or woman, young or old, if you live in a family with, you know, we have multiple people in your family, everybody should know where the water shutoff is and how to shut it off. Everybody should know where the gas or propane shutoff is. Everybody should know where the main power breaker is for the house. In case of an emergency, comes in very, very handy. Our neighbor, right over here, a couple years back, she went to, she was out of town, I don't know where she was, and got down in the teens at night, and a water line underneath her house busted. And I came out here to go to work, and our entire private driveway right here, like all down through here, was just a solid, like 3-inch sheet of ice, because that water had sit there and ran all night long down the driveway. And I knew where her water shutoff was. I went over there and shut it off, boom, and then my wife called her, and then when they got back, they were able to take care of it. But you know, same thing, like if there's ever a fire, knowing where your gas shutoff is, your main electrical shutoff is, you know, that could prevent a catastrophe, to say the least. So, all right, I'm about to turn this water off, and then we're gonna get to fixing some leaks.
So you're reinforcing it didn't cause the issue.
Mm-hmm.
It was malfunction of the proper of the. How much was that thing?
It was like 40, 50 bucks a piece. Will you go grab those 2 crescent wrenches that are down there for me? All right, y'all. Let the glue dry for about an hour now. So this is what we came up with here. I prefer to use these compression fittings. They're more expensive, but they are don't fail near as much as the glue-on ones. Put an old school valve here. So down here, guys, we put another one of these compression fittings here. I'm not sure why this shutoff is right here. There's also one inside the water meter housing. I guess they put one, like, so there's one on our side and one on their side. I don't know. If you've never used those compression fittings, if you're just fixing a busted pipe, like what I'm doing today is a little different, but if you just had a busted pipe, those compression fittings are nice because you don't have to wait for the glue to dry or anything. You can cut the pipe, slide that on there, tighten it down, and turn the water right back on. Super nice. And I like them because they tend to give a little. If the ground moves, you know, the glued on fittings don't give at all. When they go to give, they're going to bust the glue loose, and those will give a little bit and move with the ground. So, all right, cross your fingers, turn the water on, see what happens. All right, water's on. Opened up some faucets in the house to help relieve the pressure. Didn't appear to be leaking down there. We're going to check down here, over here, and see. All right, y'all. Both locations don't appear to be leaking any water. Water's working fine in the house, so we got them fixed. So hopefully that will reduce our water bill a little bit. I think it's been so dry here over the last month or so that they may have been leaking the whole time, but the ground's just soaking it up so quick we couldn't tell. So
fingers crossed.
Yep. So now we got to go take care of a problem with the pool. So y'all might see that on another video, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. So thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you again.
Bye.